The more and more sin that goes there, the more evil that gets in the way creates that blockade, because sin separates you from God, because God does not have anything to do with sin, but he wants to get through to you to remove it. Do you feel like you're far away from God, that you feel like there's a wall between you and him? This feeling from separation can be caused of a lack of communication with God, meaning that you're not building this relationship with him. Because the closer you stay in tune with his word, his presence will be made known to you. James 4:8 says, "Come near to God and he will come near to you." Not saying that he's far away, but that it's an equal relationship, that you need to put in the effort to be in this relationship with God. That you can't just sit back and be a couch potato Christian thinking that it's just going to go that way. Sin can also be a factor of this disconnect that you may feel. Obviously, Genesis illustrates that sin causes a human to not be the same as they were before. And the second Eve took a bite of that fruit, it caused them to see new things. They saw their nude bodies. They saw that things that were hidden from their mind beforehand. But Jesus came with power on that cross in his life to get a hold of his people. Now, the cross can mean nothing to some people, but it can mean everything to other people. I say that because we are the ones that have to give it the okay for it to go into our lives, because people will deny it in their lives and not take the power of Jesus in their life. He's not going to force himself onto you. Let me give you an example of how sin can give you this separational feeling. I have a flashlight representing Jesus, and I have sticky notes representing sin. If I were to hold this flashlight towards me, he's shining his light on me, on my life. But I put a sticky note over the light. Now, there's still light beaming through that piece of paper, but the more you sin and the more sticky notes I put, the more distant you're going to feel. Not that Jesus went far away from you and he's a lot farther for you to reach. He's still in the same place, but you created this wall, this barrier for you not to see the light, to see him. And this is why people say, I'm in a point of life right now where I just can't hear him. I can't see him like I used to. I used to be able to hear God, feel God, see him, have great dreams. I used to have this whole experience and beautiful, intimate relationship with God. But then it just slowly started to go away. And this could be the reason why, is because you put things over the light. You continue to create a wall between you and him. The more and more sin that goes there, the more evil that gets in the way creates that blockade, because sin separates you from God, because God does not have anything to do with sin, but he wants to get through to you to remove it. So we have to make the choice of, do we want him to shine his light on me so that I can live what he's shining on me, or do I want to block him off? We have to make those choices ourselves. If you struggle with sin today, that can end right now. You have to give that to him. Problems you have emotionally that you feel like that you're not in this relationship with God that you want to be, that you know you can do better, that you can be in a better place. Whether it's either like anger, lust, stress, anxiety, sadness, or just unstable thoughts. You don't have to remove them one by one. You don't have to do it alone either. And you were never meant to. But God is a forever God, meaning he doesn't just remove these things temporarily like what the world tries to do by temporarily giving you a solution that doesn't do any good for you in reality. For example, the world's gonna give you drugs and alcohol for you to get high, for you to forget, for you to go out and party and drink alcohol, get drunk and start throwing up so that you forget about the past, so you forget the evil things that went on in your life. But then it only lasts a night, so then you have to do it again the next night, and then again, and then again, and over again for years and years. People continually do these things to forget, or do these things because the world tells them it'll help them, but it doesn't. They'll take antidepressant pills, they'll take this medication because they just can't feel happy. But God is a forever God. He doesn't just remove things temporarily, but he removes it forever. He does not want to give you your burdens back. The world's gonna actually find different ways to give you a temporal satisfaction that this problem is gone. but it'll always come back. It does not last long. These things don't last forever, and it never works properly, and it only increases your want to commit suicide because you can't find the real solution to why you are so depressed or whatever you're going through right now. And of course, this separation from God is the key to your success of a good life. If you've been battling something for years, the battle has been already won, but the devil's lying to you, telling you that nothing's been done and that you're going to have to stick to whatever problem you have and deal with it. You're fighting yourself. Part of you is listening to Satan, the other part is trying to follow God, and they don't coincide. So that's where the conflict's going to be, is because God is not going to go and partake of evil, but you need to remove the evil, and there will be a dramatic difference in your intimacy with God from that day forward when evil is no more. What causes quarrels and what causes fights among you? Is it not this, that your passions are at war within you? James 4:1. There is war in this world, and we ourselves create the society of division, and Satan implementing his influences for that division and for God to be out of the picture. It starts within us. Removing evil from our lives is not going to be discipline, because it's not going to be that you're trying not to sin. You're not going to have to try not to remove something. You're just going to live in love, and discipline and evil will flee from you. As the Bible always and continuously always says, you're going to remove this evil because of how much you love Jesus. This is how much I care for you, that I'm going to give my life to you, and no sin has overtaken me, and I'm now going to live the way I needed to be. And from that day forward, your interaction with God is going to be so clear from that day forward, because you allowed him to intervene in your life. The only difference is that you allowed God to his voice to be a lot louder than Satan's. Of course, Satan is smart, and I know that's very controversial, but he is. He's smart if you allow him to be smart. He won't blankly just say to Christians, do evil, because he knows you won't listen, but he can influence you and will take advantage of your emotions, try to take control of your life that way. He teaches us to lie to ourselves, that we have excuses to make of why we can continuously live the same life even with God, that sin is not much of a problem, but it is. This is what divides you, and having that huge, amazing relationship is sin. It splits y'all. Oh, this movie's not too bad, we can watch it. Or I can say this word, it's not gonna be too bad either. Prowls like a roaring lion to pinpoint your weakness. He influences us through the flesh, through the world, through people. Jesus went through pain in his life, physically, and the world tried to emotionally overtake him. But he wouldn't listen to that evil garbage. This is a perfect example of submission and trust. He trusted God, and he was always listening and open to God. He was always sitting up on a rock and having his communion with God. You can have this intimacy. He is near you right now. We just need to take off the things that we put in our lives that are not benefiting our relationship. Things that we don't feel like cause harm or influence, but they do. If you have the knowing that you can be in a better place with God, that you can do better, then let today be the day that you do so. That you allow him to 100% just take over your life without caring about what the world thinks, about your worldly wants, but know what Jesus wants. And you'll have the mind of Christ when you're in communication with him. You'll start to think godly thoughts, and your worldly wants will fade, and you'll know what God wants, and those will be your wants now. And your past wants will actually not be a worry. They won't be anything that you're tempted to do no longer, ever anymore. I hope this video helped you out. Satan really tried to get this video. Satan tried so hard to get this video to stop. Even this camera tried to stop. That camera, that screen at the same time. But man, we made this video happen no matter how. I was going to make this video no matter what, because I know this video is going to help a lot of people out there. So give it a like and subscribe for more videos that can help you with your walk with Christ. Of course, subscribe to the other channels that I have, Messenger Plus, which there was a new video that I uploaded on, which is X witch follows God. After seeing this super amazing testimony of a witch that starts following God after an amazing thing happened. And also Messenger Music, where you can get Christian music, ones with lyrics. Some are just instrumentals. A lot of them are mostly just instrumentals. Praise and worship, motivation, prayer and meditation music, any type of music that can help you with your walk with Christ when it's just you and Him communicating. And I just really want to help you all out in every aspect that I can. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Messenger out.